Welcome to Refuse to Lose. My name is Joe Jordan. I am your host today. Before we get into our great sports topic we're going to go over, please like this video and also subscribe to the YouTube channel and enjoy the rest of the show.
I refuse to lose. I'd rather get these weak dudes the blues and separate them from their Jews. Teach them don'ts and do's. I raise tools, make crews, make decisions confused.
So football season is around the corner. NFL kickoff is this Thursday coming up. So a lot of people around this time had discussions and debates about who will win this division, who will win that division. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to create multiple videos talking about who I believe will win each division. And the first division we're going to start off with is the AFC South. I believe this division was tough. You know, it's one of the toughest divisions. Of course, it's a two-man race. Two of these teams in this division clearly are not going to make the playoffs, but two of them will. And these two went head-to-head last year, both winning 11 games. So let me call out all the teams in the division first. First, we have Tennessee Titans, Indianapolis Colts, Houston Texans, and the Jacksonville Jaguars. Now, the two-man race, obviously, everybody can agree with me, Tennessee Titans and the Indianapolis Colts. So let me tell you, I'm just going to compare those two teams because the other two teams really are not going to make it, so we're not going to waste any time talking about them. If you are a fan of the Jacksonville Jaguars or the Houston Texans, my apologies, but let's not waste time. So the Tennessee Titans, let me tell you what I like about what they did this offseason, or what I like about their chances of winning the division this year. Number one, they added Julio Jones. I mean, that was a no-brainer. So they have A.J. Brown, Julio Jones on the wideouts. They have the best running back, King Henry, in the backfield. He ran over 2,000 yards last year. I believe the Tennessee Titans finished second in rushing last year as a team. So they have a great rushing attack. On top of that, they have two weapons on the outside. Now, of course, Ryan Tannehill is not – a Patrick Mahomes or Tom Brady or Aaron Rodgers or, Josh Allen, but Tannehill can manage. If he can limit his mistakes, right, then they can make a great run on the offensive side this year like they did last year. Last year they had a great offense. Now, the problem with them last year was their defense. They had a terrible defense last year, but they did address the defense in the offseason. Let me tell you, they added three key acquisitions in the offseason to me, and they had some great draft picks too on the defensive side. But the people that stand out to me, number one is Bud Dupree. Pittsburgh Steelers, right? TJ Watt gets a lot of recognition, but he was a big impact on that team. I believe he had 8 sacks in 11 games. He was hurt. Once he had his injury, the Steelers plummeted. They was on a winning streak, but as soon as he got his injury, they started losing games, and then it became a different team. And of course, they had other injuries like Joe Hayden and etc. But Bud Dupree would be a great addition to the Tennessee Titans. We also got Jack Rabbit and Danico Autry. Now, Jack Rabbit from the Saints last year, he was probably their best cornerback last year. Well, at times, I should say. At times, he was their best cornerback. So I believe that was a great pickup for the Tennessee Titans. But of course, it's team defense, right? They picked up a few players, but we don't know how the outcome would be. All right. So now the thing that I am worried about with the Tennessee Titans, they have a new offensive coordinator, and their previous offensive coordinator now is a head coach for the Atlanta Falcons. So whenever you have an offensive coordinator who becomes a head coach, obviously they were doing something well. So I'm not saying that the offensive coordinator they have right now is not going to be great, but it might be different. It's going to be different from what we're used to last year. But with these weapons they have, with A.J. Brown, like I said, A.J. Brown and Julio Jones on the outside, King Henry in the backfield, I mean, there's no reason why this offensive coordinator can figure something out to get some production. But the key thing about this team is Tannehill and the defense, right? If the defense can improve this year, they would definitely be the number one team in the AFC South. So let's talk about the Indianapolis Colts. Now, the Indianapolis Colts have a great shot of being the best team in this division. Come out this division as division champs. And number one reason why is because they acquired Carson Wentz. Carson Wentz is a better fit for this team versus Phillip Rivers. Carson Wentz is a more mobile quarterback. Also, if you look at his previous years with Philly, his issues were turnovers. He turned the ball over. And the reason why, a big reason why, I'm not saying that all the reasons, a big reason why he was turning the ball over because he didn't have any pass protection, or his weapons were depleted. So Carson Wentz is in a much better situation. He's with a team that has a top 2 or top 3 offensive line. They have a great offensive line this year coming in, and last year. They also have a top 10 defense. They have the best defense in the division. They have a better defense than the Tennessee Titans, way better defense than the Tennessee Titans. Last year and this year they will also. And then you have the running game. Now, their running game is not as good as Tennessee, but they are a top 10 running game. A running team. So that will also help Carson Wentz. So Carson Wentz has more complementary players around him versus what he was with Philly. And if he also, what happened with Carson Wentz before he had that gruesome injury, he was an MVP candidate. Not saying that he will revert back to that person, but we saw the flashes in the past, so it's possible. Now, if he can just limit the turnovers and be the old Carson Wentz and stay healthy, now that's a downfall for this team. The uphill for this team is Carson Wentz, and the downfall for this team is also Carson Wentz. Carson Wentz is injury prone, and he's also not vaccinated. Not saying that I recommend or not recommend a vaccination. What I'm saying is, as a quarterback of the Indianapolis Colts, it's a high risk of you missing games when you're not vaccinated. Because you have more COVID protocols to go through when you're not vaccinated, which will cause you to miss games. He's already going through a COVID protocol right now. So the thing is, that's risky. If he's missing games, he's a quarterback. He's ahead of the realm, right? So if he misses games, it will cause some losses for the team, possibly. Not saying it's guaranteed, but there's a higher chance they will lose some games. So, but I just saying all that, guys. Looking at Tennessee Titans roster, looking at the Colts roster, and looking at this, getting my gut feeling. Believe it or not, I believe the Indianapolis Colts will win this division this year. Now, last year they were tied at 11-5. Now, this year they might be tied again, but I do believe that the Colts will prevail this year. Even though I still believe they both will make the playoffs again this year, but the Colts will win the division this year. Thank you for staying to the end. If you like what you heard today, please like and subscribe to the YouTube channel. If you dislike what you heard today, do me a favor. Please still like this video and subscribe to the YouTube channel. Also, anything you agree or disagree with the video, please put it in the comment section so we can have a conversation. I will try my best to respond to your message. And make sure you hit the notification bell so you can see the next time I upload my video, and you can stay tuned for everything we have coming up next. So enjoy the rest of your day, and I will see you guys in the next episode.
I refuse to lose, I'd rather get these weak dudes the blues and separate them from their Jews, teach them don'ts and do's. I raise tools, make crews, make decisions confused.